Hey posers!
Welcome back to our channel. This is Juan Ramos and Lana Rivers.
In today's video, we're going to talk about how to get into modeling agencies if you're new to modeling or have been a freelance model for a while now.
We're also going to talk about pros and cons of being exclusive or non-exclusive with agencies. How much do they charge you, or if they don't charge you, there's different ones. And also we're going to help you to find ways on how to find them, to look for them, where to start, what's going on, where to look for those agents.
Yeah, so let's get to it.
Let's break it down.
First thing we're going to talk about is where to look for agencies.
The first option you have when you just start searching for an agency, ask around. Do you know anybody who is related to modeling industry? Ask them if they have any friends who are models. Reach out to people and see if they are signed with any agencies. If there's any agencies they can recommend to you, find out more details from them. That's like your safest option, because that way you actually get some information, insider information, if people are willing to share with you. And a good option is, in case if you don't have anybody who's in the modeling industry, try finding models, preferably local to where you live, and see if there's some models that on their social media, in their bio, they're gonna list the agencies that they are signed with. And this is gonna give you a good reference, like, okay, this is a legit looking model, they are working all the time, they seem to be busy, always, like, they always post something cool, they do some good work, and they are signed with this agency. What does it tell you? It tells you that this agency is good because they given them all those jobs. So start with those, check out those agencies. Once you find those agencies on social media, you can also just go and search, by the way, on Instagram, and just try searching modeling agency with your city where you live in, or your state if you're in the United States, and try to find just modeling agencies from there. You can always go to get reference, you can always go to people who this agency follows or followers of that agency, reach out to them randomly and ask them, hey, are you signed with this agency? I just wanted to get some kind of a feedback about them and learn about them a little bit more.
And another way you can also look up agencies around your area is Google local modeling agencies in my area, and they'll pop up for you. You'll usually get like a list of 20 agencies, and I always read the reviews on agencies. If I'm looking for an agency, I always read the reviews. If they have like less than 3 stars, no way I'm gonna even get a try. But if they have like 4 stars or more, I'll look into their agency, see what they're about, check out their website, and look at the reviews. Especially the reviews always tell you if an agency is good or not. And sometimes when you look up an agency, it can be any agency. If you heard one, it doesn't matter which one it is. Reddit will pop up, and usually Reddit, the people from Reddit will tell you if that agency is a scam or not. They'll tell you like, oh, they charged me this much to join, blah 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 blah. And that's a good way to find an agency as well. But definitely look at the reviews, guys, because the reviews really help a lot.
If you know people that are signed with the agency that you would like to be signed with as well, ask them if they can refer you. Usually whenever you send an application to the agency, since they may be receiving overwhelming amount of application, they may kind of jump through yours a little bit if it doesn't look too presentable for them in a way, especially if you're new. And it's a good idea to ask a friend of yours or just somebody you know to refer you. If they're already signed with that agency, they're going to give you much more attention to your application, so you get higher chances of signing with them.
Alright guys, so sometimes agencies will throw open casting calls where they'll want like a model for a certain type of look or a certain day, and they'll allow anybody to apply. And once you apply, and let's say you got the job, later on they might want you to like, hey, we really like the work you did, so why don't you join our agency? So just apply to a casting call if an agency ever throws one out there, and you never know, you might get an agency out of it.
Not every modeling agency is the same, and each one of them caters to different type of clients, different types of modeling jobs. If you don't know which modeling type you are mostly interested in, check out our video number 2 and find out which modeling types you are the most interested in.
So it's bad for you, baby.
And once you know that information, then look for agencies that cater to those specific jobs, because there are agencies that can just be like more of a staffing agency. So they're like half model and half they just looking for employees for different events and stuff. There are
agencies that cater only to fashion, so they only take like people that are 6 foot and higher, and they only focus on high fashion, nothing else.
Yeah, they can be high fashion and editorial and runway. Some agencies are just oriented commercially, different types of commercials that could be print, could be TV, could be social media commercials. Some of them are very, I want to say, pageant style agencies, and I don't necessarily mean just pageants, beauty pageants, but there's agencies that concentrate on working with different bridal designers and evening gown designers, maybe quinceañera, prom designers, and there is this shows for those designers where they can meet new potential clients, and so they always need models who are going to be wearing all those evening gowns and wedding dresses. And
there's also agencies we talked about before where they only focus on maternity, so like pregnant women.
Yes.
So if you're pregnant, you can still be a model. Things like that. So there's a lot of specific there's a lot of agencies that cater to specific I guess events or types of modeling, but there are also some agencies that cater to all those in one. So you want to figure that out by looking into that agency that you are interested in or thinking of applying to. Some of them have few and some of them have it all.
So whenever you want to sign with an agency, don't just look for any agency that will take you in. Make sure that agency is offering those jobs that you hoping to get.
Yep, exactly. Good one. That's a good one. All right, guys. So now let's see, how do you fit in with an agency? So when you find an agency, make sure you look at their roster, because you want to look a little bit different than every other model. Not saying that you have to look super unique, but you can't have 15 blondes with blue eyes or 15 Mexicans with a beard shaped like mine with the brown eyes, long hair. You have to have something unique from you, about you, that a client that's looking for a model will want. For example, let's say an agency you're going to join or wanting to join has nothing but long-haired people, and they want somebody with short hair, and you're that person with short hair. You're perfect for the job, so they'll pick you. So just try to stand out a little bit more than the other models.
Basically, what Juan's been trying to tell you is, if you have multiple agencies you choosing from that you like and they do the type of modeling jobs that you're looking for, another way to narrow them down is find the one that doesn't have a lot of U types on their roster. So if there's already a bunch of people that look similar to you in there, skip that agency, because too much competition, you're gonna have much smaller chances of getting jobs if you're competing against those other models that look exactly like you. But if there's an agency that doesn't have your type, choose those agencies. You don't have to stand out by just having, I don't know, green hair or something, or a bunch of tattoos on your face. That's not the way we're talking about to stand out. Just stand out compared to those people that already have. Now I'm talking too much.
Cut it off. Next.
Now let's talk exclusive versus non-exclusive agencies. What's the difference?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit.
Are you exclusive with your agencies?
No, I am not exclusive. All right, guys. So exclusive means you're literally attached to one agency and you cannot work with any other agency. Non-exclusive is you're with one agency, but you can be with any other agency, meaning you can work with whoever you want, whenever you want. So you can choose who to work with or not to work with. I usually recommend doing non-exclusive to models, because it just gives you so much more freedom to do what you want. Let's say, for example, you're with this one agency and it's non-exclusive and they're not giving you much work. You joined another agency and they're giving you a little bit more work, or you join a third agency and you're getting a lot work in between all those 3 agencies. That's why I like non-exclusive a lot more than exclusive. If it's an exclusive agency, I only recommend staying with them if they're either a very high quality agency and you know they're going to give you a lot of work to do.
Also, non-exclusive does not mean that you don't sign a contract with them and you don't have some requirements to fulfill. Non-exclusive is still you have to be picked and chosen by the agency, same as they have to be picked and chosen by you. And you both sign a contract, you agree on specific things, but you are free to work with whoever you want and source jobs elsewhere on your own with or without additional agencies. And that's what's great about being non-exclusive. Even though it does sound sometimes that I'm exclusive with the agency, it sounds, I don't know, fancier, cooler, like you are higher top model if
Top
you're
tier,
signed
baby.
exclusively with the agency. I mean, it really depends on which agency it is, and you can be exclusive with an agency that is really not that great, but you are limited in doing the jobs that you maybe somebody reaches out to you, a photographer wants to reach out to you and be like, hey, let's collab, let's do some photo shoot together. And sometimes, like, it's not even a job, it's just a collab. But there's some agencies you will ask them, hey, is this okay if I work with this photographer and we just do a collaborative shoot? And agencies can say, no, you can't do that. And I've heard people telling me who are signed exclusive with agencies that it happened to them and they now feel very constricted within that contract that they signed. And for at least a year of that contract, they are now not able to do anything on their own and just do whatever the agencies offers them.
Let's say you're exclusive and then a photographer reaches out to you and they want to pay you to model. You have to let that, if you're exclusive, you have to let the agency know, even though they're not helping you get the job, they still have to get a cut from that job that you found yourself. So just be careful what you sign, non-exclusive versus exclusive. I always recommend non-exclusive until you find that one that you really enjoy working with if you want to go exclusive.
How many agencies you signed with?
I'm only signed with 2 at the moment.
But he signed with the better ones though.
Good ones.
Yeah.
If you want to sign me, let me know down in the comments below. We can work something out.
Maybe we can refer you if we know you.
Yeah, let us know.
If you comment, like, and subscribe.
Leave a comment.
And send me proof that you commented, liked, and subscribed on each video. Send me proof.
We'll refer you.
No proof, I'm not helping you out, okay? Because you have to help me out first.
We'll be watching out for that.
I'm not cutting this. We're putting this in a video. I am dead serious. Now let's talk money. Should you pay agencies or should agencies pay you? Who pays who? How much money everybody takes? Let's figure it out.
So when joining an agency, guys, our opinion is agencies never gonna ask you for money up front. They're always gonna pay you. The only money they will maybe ask for would be for the headshots, but that's also not a demand. That's a, hey, this is the photographers we recommend for you. And if you want to pay out of pocket for these pictures, we recommend them, or you can get your own photos for headshots and things like that.
While majority of legit good agencies will never ask you for money up front because they take a cut out of the actual job that you are doing, there are some modeling agencies that will ask you for some cost up front. Those could be scam, could be not a scam. And I will say most of them would be scam or scam-ish. And very little amount of agencies that are actually legit agencies, and there's specific legit reasons for them to ask you money up front. The reasons I personally see, like, okay reasons to ask for money up front, in case if you don't have enough experience and they offering you to get some kind of a classes that they offer, maybe some kind of a school for models, certain skills that you don't have and they offer to train you in those could be legit. If it's not a very big amount but some kind of I don't know, print work, if they need to like come to print your comp cards, or put, I don't know, some,
it's all the scam.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard for me to find like objective good reasons for why would they ask you for money, because we generally we do believe that most of agencies that ask you for money are better to be avoided. I just don't want to be like offensive to those agencies.
Forget them agencies. Here's what I believe. If an agency wants to work with you, they're going to work with you and not charge you up front. If they want to improve your skills and stuff, they'll work with you in some way and not charge you $8,000 to join their agency so you can take a photograph, learn how to walk, all this stuff. There's a difference between agency and modeling school. So if they're modeling school and they charge you that much, that's a difference because they're going to teach you everything you need to know. In modeling agency, they're already going to put you to work going to go take lifestyle pictures or commercials or whatever it is. But they're not going to charge you $10,000 up front to join the agency.
Okay, so Juan put his foot down and he basically said to not join them.
Yes.
We are against them, apparently.
We are against because I'm in the business of you making money, not the agency scamming people out of their money. And then they pay $10,000 and they get all this portfolio and everything done. And then they never see a job for the rest of the career that they're with the agency.
Never seen you so assertive before. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Finally, video number 10. Juan is getting assertive, putting his
Get
foot
your
down.
money, baby. Get your money. Be wary of agencies that, for example, on the internet or whatever, and then they'll have a whole bunch of people. Let's say you apply to an agency and then you join them on a Zoom call, and then you see like 50 people on the same Zoom call. And they're gonna interview you one by one and give you all this promises. We're gonna get you as celebrities. We're gonna get you with all this, blah blah blah. We're gonna make you famous. We just need $10,000 from you, so we can teach you how to do your walk, blah blah blah. And those are usually scams. If you're not really sure, usually you can Google the modeling agency that you're trying to join, and there have been people that have been through those agencies, and they'll leave you a review. Oh, it's a scam. They charged me $10,000 and I went through their whole process and I never saw a job a day in my life. So you can Google that easily, guys. Reddit's probably the best place to find out if they're scams or not. But usually if they bring a whole bunch of people at the same time and then they bring you individually and then they ask you for money, it's not going to be a legit thing.
Yeah, and a good point you made is that whenever they advertise themselves way too much and promise too much and overpromise too much, that's a huge red flag on the agency. Because I'm like, why are you trying to sell me?
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to actually consider me if I'm a good fit for your agency. So you're supposed to go and like, okay, do you have experience? Do you have this? You're supposed to ask me questions and find out. I'm supposed to be the one advertising myself. But for some reason, I'm getting there for the interview and they like trying to sell themselves to me and sell this whole dream picture and stuff. I've been to only one of those meetings and I've learned my lesson.
And I think I've talked about this before, but I went to an agency call, whatever. And then there was me and another models, and I've already been in an agency. I went into the room, did my walk and everything. They asked me if I ever been in an agency. I'd be like, yes, I've been in an agency. And they said they didn't accept me. But later on, one of the other models I met at the location messaged me and told me, hey, did you get it? I was like, no. Oh, I'm like, he told me that they offered it to him, but they also charged him like $8,000. I was like, dude, that's a scam. Don't do it. Save your money.
$8,000?
$8,000.
$8,000?
$8,000.
Not like some agencies. I've had an interview with an agency who wanted to charge me $400, and I looked at her through Zoom call. I was like, "Excuse me, $400? Are you telling me I'm wasting my time right now on this interview? Because that's what it is. It's a waste of time."
But yeah, guys, save your money, and if an agency really wants to work with you, they're not gonna charge you $10,000, $8,000 to join them.
The ones that do, they're just using your dreams and your hopes because this is their business model.
Yep.
They promise you a fairy tale, celebrity life.
And I've heard a lot of.
All the fame.
I'm not gonna say any agencies, but I've heard a lot of agencies like that.
Don't be naive.
Don't be
if
naive,
you've
guys.
already done it before and you've been naive before, just don't repeat that same mistake and warn others.
Yeah, be nice to those people that want to be real models.
And if you are one of those people who owns one of those agencies, well,
you can suck it.
oh my god.
Now let's talk about agency location, guys. So let's say you live in Texas and you want to get work in Texas, but the agency you're applying for is in LA, right? You can apply to that agency in LA. Just make sure that that agency in LA, if you don't want to move from Texas to LA, make sure they have outside of state work. So if they're based in LA and you want to get work in Texas, make sure they have jobs in Texas, in Dallas, in Houston, Austin, wherever you find yourself easiest to drive to.
But I would personally recommend to still prioritize agencies that are local to where you live, just because they're gonna have most of the jobs where you live. In case if you are interested in maybe working in different states and getting into different markets around there, if you are from a smaller town and you don't mind traveling to specific bigger cities that are a little bit more getting going with the whole modeling industry, then you of course welcome apply for agencies like that who are based in those bigger cities, as long as you're aware that you're gonna be needing to travel those places.
Locations,
Some jobs pay for your travel and some jobs do not, so it's gonna be up to you depending on how much they pay in general, if it's worth it or not. I don't recommend doing the jobs that are gonna put your balance into negative one. But if you think it's good for you to get like a couple $100s paid and spend a couple $100s on the job, as long as if you think this job is gonna benefit you in like leveling you up as a model, maybe it's worth it. It's like work for free, but then at least you didn't lose any money. But if you're gonna be losing money, I don't know.
Yeah, and if you're not sure if the agency covers other states, you can always email the agency and ask them like, hey, I was interested in joining your agency, but I was wondering if you did any work in my state. And some of them will reply to you, some of them won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. And if they do, good. You can get an agency from them and then get still work in your city. Now that you've done your research on agencies you want to join, let's submit to them.
First of all, in case if you feel like you don't meet all the requirements that they have, if you are not sure if you can submit or not, I'll say still submit, even if you don't feel like you're gonna be accepted. Just don't keep your hopes too high on this agency, and in case if they never respond to you, that's fine, you can just move on to a different one. But still submit, even if you are a little shorter than what they require. Do not lie. Maybe half an inch, nobody's gonna know.
Or some really thick socks that day.
Yeah, but generally I recommend do not lie about it. Be open and just see. In case if they like you enough, they may skip over those little tiny requirements that maybe you're not there.
They might like your look. So just submit, guys. And what's the worst thing they could say? No. So what do you need to submit to an agency in order to, I guess, join them? One of the biggest things you're gonna need is a headshot, guys. Every agency is gonna require a headshot.
Digitals.
Your resume, and if you want to know the rest, check out our video number 3.
Video of your walk, some of the professional shots. Maybe some agencies will be okay if you don't submit it, but a lot of agencies, even the simple small agencies, may ask you for professional photos, maybe 2-3 outfits together, including your full body shot, front, maybe from the side, some creative ones, maybe some high fashion style.
They also could ask you for your sizes, so your chest, your shoe size, your height.
So measurements, basically.
Measurements, yeah. And if you don't know how to do that, we also have a video on that.
So agencies are gonna ask you for all those things that we talked about video number 3. So watch video number 3, see what you need to put together as a package for yourself as a model, and we also have separate videos of each item that is listed in video 3. We have separate videos explaining in detail and giving out recommendations on each one, so go do that. And once you collect all of that, you're ready to submit for agencies.
Yay!
That's what they're gonna ask you for. And say thank you in the comment section, because you know I'm not giving advices for free out here. Come on.
We just need a thank you, guys. Just one thank you, please. Once you submit your application, guys, it depends on the agency how long it takes for them to respond. Some of them can be a week. Some of them can be maybe 6 months. I've gone it up to 6 months. I'm like, dude, did you forget about me or what? But
did they ever respond after 6 months?
Yeah, they're like, thank you for submitting. I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know a lot later.
I already forgot what your agency is.
Definitely, but it just depends on the agency, guys. Some are faster than others, but usually we think it would be the longest.
Standard, they will tell you about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
to wait for the response, and if they have not reached back to you within 2 weeks, then they probably not interested. So I am shocked about the 6-month thing.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Trust me, I've submitted to a lot of agencies and I've never heard a word from them. So just keep applying to agencies that you want to join.
In case if modeling agencies never responded to you, and I know it could be nerve-wracking when you don't know, okay, did they see my email? Did they not see it? Maybe they missed it. Maybe they didn't like me. You don't know. You don't know if you should reapply again if you really like the agency and you want to be signed with them. What I recommend doing, because my friend recently submitted herself and they did not reach out back to her, and she was like, should I, how long should I wait before I send them another email? Should I send them another email? So what I said, wait for a week, maybe 2 tops, but I'll say, depending on what they say on their website, how long the response is, wait that amount of time in case if you don't hear nothing back from them. What I'll say, you can just either send another application, or what I would do, just respond to your own email that you already sent to them and say like, hey, I wasn't sure if you guys saw my previous email or not. Just in case if you didn't, I want to bump it up in your mail list. And that's okay, professional way to just be like, hey, in case if you missed this email, here I am again. So you can pop your email at the top of their inbox. And there's no lose for you. They already saw your application and they were not interested. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, we already saw it, we're not interested again. and so they're not gonna think anything terrible about you. They're just gonna be like, okay, they just wanted to make sure that we really saw them. So that's fine. Nobody's gonna judge you or like post it on social media and it's gonna be embarrassing or anything. But I don't know, because we always like scared, like, oh no, what they're gonna think. Like, who cares what they're gonna think? Just bump it up and go, hey, did you see
my email?
Did you
Let me show you again.
And in case if they did not see it, great, they're gonna see it, maybe they're gonna respond. So I'll say no more than once. If you're gonna resubmit or just bump it up, like I gave you an example too, just do it once after a week or 2, whatever their timeline is. And if you don't hear nothing back, I mean, maybe wait another year, work on your resume, work on your skills,
work on your headshots,
and then you can try next year if you still want
to join that agency. All right, guys, after you submit your application, what's next? Some agencies will, if they like what they see, they'll automatically accept you and let you know through an email. Usually, congratulations, welcome to the agency. You are now in model with blah, blah, blah.
Here's 300 pages of contract for you to sign.
Yeah, make sure you sign them. Or they'll want to do an interview with you. And it's just like a job interview, guys. They're going to ask you all these questions. And for that, Lana's going to explain.
In case if you were scheduled an interview and you're worried about it, first of all, please, like, it's most likely going to be like Zoom call. Please wear bottoms.
Yes.
Because for one of my interviews, I put the shirt on and I was like, should I put a skirt or not? It's not like they're gonna see me. And then for some reason, I decided, I'm like, fine, I'm gonna put the skirt in just so the shirt can be tucked in like this. I put a skirt in and then I'm talking on the interview and they do ask me to stand up. And I'm like, oh.
I think I heard somebody say they were in their boxers once.
I'm so glad I put that skirt because I almost did not put it on. So first of all, get dressed well, professionally. Do not dress slutty, open.
Just like you would for a casting call.
Dress simple, preferably something skin tight. So in case if they ask you to stand up and showcase like your whole body, that's okay. Do not undress for anybody on the Zoom call.
Yeah,
just
don't get naked.
That's not what they're gonna ask you on the interview. They may ask you all kinds of questions. They can ask you about your experience, about your measurements, about your graduation, education. They can ask about your goals in life, your hobbies, something interesting about you. I was asked at the interview, how do I plan to impact the world and make the world better? So how I want to make the world better, like what's my purpose in life, Apparently, and those are big questions, so just in case. Those are pretty big questions, and you may not expect them at the modeling agency interview, but they do want to make sure that you're an interesting person. They want to know different sides of your personality and learn a little bit about you. And they also want to write something about you in their like agency bio, or if they have a social media and they're going to post your headshot and they're saying like, hey, we have a new face in our modeling agency, they want to write nice stuff about you. So make sure you like not shying away from, I don't know, bragging about all the cool achievements that you have. If you've been on any magazines before or worked any cool jobs or worked with some interesting brands, make sure to mention it because it's going to give you extra points. That's it.
Yeah, job interview, guys.
And just be yourself. I mean, it's
what
fine.
else can you do?
It's funny, during one of my interviews, I actually had no idea who I'm talking to. I mean, the lady never introduced herself. She was just like, okay, straight down to business. And it was like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So agents sometimes, they're very busy during the day, and so that was okay. And I did not like to get ready and like stay with my makeup on until 10 p.m. But I had to. And that's okay. But then she was probably over the day already. She's straight to business, just like, okay, and started asking me all these questions, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who you are, what your name is, but okay, I'm gonna answer about what's my life purpose is. Let's talk about that. 10 p.m.
To the p.m. at night. But yeah, guys, some will do interviews and some won't. So don't get too nervous if you do get an interview. You're gonna be okay. Just answer the questions honestly, and you'll be fine. And exaggerate yourself a little bit, so don't be too honest.
Hype yourself up.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Once you join an agency.
Yay, congratulations.
Yay, congrats. You now went through all the steps and you joined an agency. Make sure every agency, no matter if it's exclusive or non-exclusive, is going to send you a contract. Make sure you read through your contract. There are things you can do as a model and there are things you can't do as a model. So make sure you read through each line and make sure you agree with the contract. If you don't like the contract, let them know, hey, this is not for me, blah, blah, blah. But make sure that you agree with it, and once you agree with it, you're gonna sign it. But contracts are very important because if you do something wrong, the agency might sue you. And nobody likes that. Depending on what it is.
It's not very common. It's not very common, so don't like be terrified.
Don't be scared, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, but still know how long the term of the contract is, if it's going to be extended automatically or not. Do you have to like give a termination notice in case if you want to terminate it, or is it going to be terminated automatically and you have to resubmit next year? Know about like non-compete clause in case if you're not supposed to, I don't know, talk to those clients or reach out to those clients that you worked with through the agency for the next 2 years after you terminated your contract. There's a lot of details. We all know that reading those contracts is so boring and so tedious, and it's like, ugh. And yes, everybody hates reading contracts, but you have to read your contract. Or if you have a friend or somebody you trust, like not a friend,
a
but
lawyer.
I don't know, a lawyer or somebody you trust who is very good at reading those contracts and maybe explaining them to you, ask them to help you out and read them with you.
Yeah, because you don't want to break your contract, guys, as soon as you start. Just make sure you read it because it keeps the agency safe, obviously, but it'll keep you safe as well.
Agency also has responsibilities in front of you. So contract is not just something that you are responsible for. It's also going to explain responsibilities of agencies towards you. It's going to explain the pay structure, how they do it, all the benefits that you're getting or not getting. Most likely you're not getting them, by the way.
None.
And it's going to explain all of that to you.
So read the contract. Once you sign with the agency, guys, make sure you keep them updated on your look. For example, if you had short hair when you started, later on in a year, your hair grew a little bit, make sure you update those headshots and stuff and let them know to update your portfolio headshots as well. Maintain a good relationship with them. So make sure you get to your jobs on time whenever you're needed. Make sure you show up for your jobs and not stay home because you're sleepy. If your job is at 5 in the morning, get up at 4 in the morning and get there. So always maintain a good relationship.
Promptly respond to all of their text messages. Some agents are going to be a little bit more over the top controlling and making sure that you are like executing your tasks responsibly and you are being on time, and that's okay. I mean, this is their job, and I guess when they are working with a bunch of models who are flaky all the time, you can kind of understand why they are being a little bit too obsessive about making sure you are gonna make it on time, you're not gonna be late, what's going on, what's this outfit, like check and stuff. There's a lot of things that they can micromanage about you, so make sure you are not ignoring them or ghosting them. Make sure you're responding promptly, make sure you're being polite. They're not there to irritate you, they're not there to annoy you with weird questions. They are there to do the job and to make sure that you do your job well as
Remember that even though you're a model, you're representing the agency, because the agency are the people that get you the jobs, so you have to make them look good if you want to get more jobs as well.
And do not be afraid to ask questions in case if you are new to the agency and you're not sure how they work. You can ask them all kinds of questions and email them.
Ask them about anything. How much do y'all pay? How much percentage do y'all take? What do I need for my job? For example, let's say they hired you for a job. What do I need? I'm not sure what to wear. They'll contact the customer, and the customer will send them whatever you need to wear for that job that day.
Yeah, don't be shy. Contact them with any questions you have. Don't just guess it yourself, and don't assume things before you actually ask things.
Yes.
So anything that is not in your contract, it's okay to ask.
So now that you got all that worked out with your agency, it's time for you to start submitting to jobs, guys. So some agencies will send you out a checklist of say if you're available for a certain day, a certain time. Some agencies will give you a detailed description on, hey, this day we need this type of model, this type of style, for example, white male, Hispanic male, black male, whatever it is. Make sure you submit to those casting calls that you want to be a part of. Check your email at least 5 times a day, because they do send them throughout the day. They're not just gonna send you one in the morning and that's it. They might send you one in the morning, one at night, one at 10 p.m. at night, one at 12 a.m. So just keep checking your email and start submitting. The more you submit to, the more chances you get to get a job.
And also, the faster you respond with your availability and interest to the job, the higher chances you get of being submitted actually and being hired for the job. So don't wait forever, 3 days to say, oh yes, I'm available. Nobody cares anymore. And then once you do get a job, how soon you're gonna get paid? Industry, most standard in my experience would be 1 month later after you completed the job that you're gonna get paid. But there are agencies that I've heard of a lot that pay you after 3 months.
90 days, bro.
So up to 3 months, and honestly, that one is annoying. Like, I can wait a month. That's fine. But 3 months, I'm already gonna forget like what kind of jobs did I do 3 months ago. Like, this is gonna be
It'll be a nice little surprise.
Yeah, but depending, like if it's a bigger agency with like more serious jobs, it could be worth it waiting 3 months to get paid for each job, as long as it's not a scammy agency and they do actually pay you. But so far with normal agencies, I didn't have bad experiences on payment. They always
pretty good.
pay.
Usually a month.
Yeah.
A month to the day.
This is it for today's video. I think we've covered most of what you need to know about submitting for modeling agencies.
Yeah, guys, and if you have any questions, don't forget to leave it down in the comments. If you think we missed anything, or you have a question that we didn't announce on the video, please let us know and we'll be happy to answer those questions. So please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification button so when our next video comes out, you'll be the first one to watch it. And we'll see you next time.
Really hope we helped you out. Bye.
Bye.